Welcome to Firearm Patriot. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new shotgun purchase I made. This is a shotgun made by Akkar. It's a Turkey company. You may not be familiar with it, but up until a couple of years ago they made pump shotguns for Charles Daly, which is a fairly common, inexpensive brand of shotguns. Now I picked this thing up used, practically brand new. I'm not sure that it even been shot. For $189, which included the tax. It is a 12 gauge shotgun. It is chambered for the 2 3/4 round or the 3-inch round shells. With the 2 3/4, it will hold 5 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber for a total of 6. With the 3, it'll be 4 in the magazine with 1 in the chamber for a total of 5. Now again, this is a pump shotgun, and if you look at it, it looks very familiar to a Remington 870. In fact, I actually called the manufacturer to see if they were interchangeable parts or if the accessories on the 870 could be used, and of course they told me that they could not be. However, the design is very, very similar. It is a 28-inch barrel. One of the great things about this particular gun is it is a chrome line barrel. Very impressive for this price range. I think these guns run around $250, $260 new. So they're one of the more inexpensive shotguns. It does have a, go ahead and show you, it has a vented rib that's checkered. You see that checkering? That checkering's basically so there's no glare when you're looking down the barrel to aim. And at the front it has, which is traditional for shotguns, a brass bead. I think the brass bead is one of the best front sights that you can have on a shotgun. It just really reflects the light really, really good. And I've always been impressed with the brass bead. Now, when I first got this gun, the action, I'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit, was not the best in the world. It was kind of rough. Work that action a little bit. Again, this is a safe gun. So we had to do a little bit of work on that as far as oiling it, lubing it. Once we did that, broke it in a little bit, had no problems out of it. And that's probably why the person who bought it, purchased it, traded it in. Of course, it loads just like any other shotgun from the bottom up. It does have a safety, which is right behind the trigger guard. That's where I prefer mine because I grew up shooting guns with the safety as opposed to at the top. Pretty straightforward. Is aluminum receiver. This is a blued gun. Of course, this is a synthetic stock. Overall length of the gun is 48 inches long. I bought this to turkey hunt with, so it's a 28-inch barrel. It's a little too long maybe for that, but I can use it. I didn't want to have to take an expensive gun out in the woods and get it all scratched up. As far as the length of pull, which is very important to a lot of people, the length of pull is 14 inches. Now I have a limb saver on the back of this, but it also comes with an extension for the buttstock of 1/4 inch, so you could extend the length of pull out basically to 14.5 inches. Trigger on this gun, not the best trigger. We'll go ahead and pull it. There you have it. It's a fairly short trigger, but it's pretty hard. The trigger weighed in at 6 pounds and 9 ounces, which is, I consider that to be a fairly heavy trigger for a shotgun or rifle. It's certainly no Browning Auto 5, but you're not paying those prices for the gun either. So you don't have to worry about it having any kind of problems as far as getting scratched or anything. You don't have to worry about scratching it in the woods. So let's go ahead and let's break it down real quick to a point. I'm not going to break it all the way down, but we'll break it down and show you how easy it is to break down. Okay guys, again, let's go ahead and break this gun down. Up here at the forearm, the top of the magazine tube, you basically have a knob. We'll go ahead and screw that knob off. You can hold the barrel if you want. And the knob just screws right off, just like again on any traditional pump shotgun in the barrel. The barrel will slide right off. I'll go ahead and let you take a look at, again, that barrel. It's a chrome moly steel barrel. I don't know if you can see that, but there we go. Of course it's dirty, I've been shooting it, but it's still very impressive in regards to the barrel on this gun at this price point. So go ahead, all you gotta do is slide the forearm off. The action is attached to the forearm. And so there you have it. Got your actual bolt comes out with it. You know, this will come out very easily. You can take the bolt off of it as well. I'm not going to do that. To take the trigger off, it's very simple. You just punch out these two pins right here and the whole trigger assembly will come out. So very easy to disassemble and reassemble for cleaning. Again, very similar to the Remington 870. And talk a little bit about that. Now, hang on, let's put it back together. All right, let's go ahead and slide this barrel right back in. Make sure it seats in there tight. Then all you gotta do is take the cap, screw the cap back on. And tighten it down, make sure your action works. Here's your action release right here on the, it's actually on the left-hand side of the gun. That sounds good, doesn't it? If I was creating security systems, that'd be the first thing the burglar heard. I think that's one of the most recognized sounds out there as far as firearms go. But as far as the quality of the gun, it's a decent quality gun for the price. Like, I don't know that I would buy one new at the new price for $250 or above. You know, you can get really, you can move right on up to a Remington 870 or a Mossberg 500. There's just a lot more accessories on the market out there for those shotguns than there are for this one, but quality wise it's not half bad, and for $189 I figured I couldn't go wrong. I've got a couple hundred rounds to it, and I said they had a few problems with the action working initially, but once we got that smoothed out, there's been no problems. I would say for 180 rounds we've not had any problems with, and you generally don't have any problems again with a pump shotgun. So you know, it's worth considering if you find one in use, particularly if you want to turkey hunt, be in the woods, thick thickets. You don't want to worry about your gun getting scratched up. Now let's go ahead and take the 12 gauge out here. We'll shoot Mr. Green a couple times with some turkey loads just to show you what the power of a 12 gauge shotgun will do. So here we go. Okay guys, let me tell you this, these turkey loads, they hurt when you shoot them. That's why I've got this limb saver on there, but they're pretty effective on the target. So let's go ahead and just kind of zoom in on the target for you. And there you have it. That's what basically 3 12 gauge turkey loads, number shot number 5, will do to you. Pretty devastating. So basically the Akkar 12 gauge shotgun pump, not the best gun out there, but if you can pick one up cheap, it's pretty reliable. You don't have to worry about scratching it, and I think it'd be a good woods gun. Again, after the first basically these 20 rounds, we haven't had any kind of problems with it at all. So decent gun for the money. So with that being said, this is Firearm Patriot. Till next time, God bless America.